Whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm Katie McCarn.
And what's your role in this project?
I'm choreographer in this project. In this production, I would be working with an ensemble of a mix of actors and dancers that we are hoping to cast, maybe some pre-casting, but also casting through the New Works big audition. So the ensemble is kind of basically embodying fear and what is fear? What does it look like? Is it the shadows lurching in the night? Is it just the wind when you hear a branch tapping on your window? Just kind of the beings that cause havoc and mischief and who kind of stir up trouble. I am really interested in creating work down there because it's just something that people don't get to do often. It's not a normal setting at all, so it kind of changes the way that you think about movement and dance, because usually we're used to nice marly floors on a nice stage, so jumping and floor work and all of that is really cool, but this is a little bit restricting in the sense that it's all cement and it can be dangerous to the dancers. So the challenge for me would be to be coming up with movement that is still enticing and interesting in maybe a way that I'd never even thought of, and maybe really isn't limiting or restricting at all. It's just thinking of movement in a different way and what it can be. Yeah, I'm really interested to play with lighting and the shadows. Just a little bit that we've already done was really cool, seeing how the dancer can interact with their own shadow, but also maybe playing off of how they can interact with other shadows. I've done previous work here at the University of Texas in Ears, Eyes, and Feet, working with pre-recorded shadows and silhouettes, and seeing how my movement would be influenced by pre-recorded shadows. But what happens if you have one dancer behind a sheet with a shadow improvising and the other person on the other side matching what they're doing or playing off of what they're doing. So just kind of playing with things like that, and then what different lighting can do, entrances and exits. There's so much. I feel like shadows just make things more sophisticated too, so it's just kind of fun to play with that.
My name is Bria Washington. I'll be co-lead. Going off the idea that this is kind of like a Hansel and Gretel themed show. I think using storyteller and having 6 characters come up and, each embellishing their own fear, and then using the dancers and the ensemble in the background to tell this journey with their bodies of, the intensifying fear that goes from being a child to an adult, which I think we're going to be experimenting with in the show. I decided to research fear in itself and the journey that human beings take in their fear. The starting off from a child, and then that journey of fear through adult, whereas when you're a child, fears are big, but we tell people about it, whereas when we're adults, our fears are just as important, but we keep it to ourselves, and so they seem much more intense. And I'm really interested in experimenting with that side of, and researching that and adding it to the show. I think a lot of times children, their fears can, though they are illogical, stem from somewhere and they grow, and as we become adults, those are the same fears. They're just a little bit, more mature, and they've changed with us, and they're still the same, things, I think. So, yeah.
Hi, so if you could please say your name
Brett Finholt.
and your role in the project.
So I'm going to be playing one of the 6 characters, and my character is all drawn simply and purely from myself. It all comes from me. When people come to the theater or to see a movie, to see some sort of show, they escape into this reality, this suspended reality, and they come to watch people become extraordinary and show them their hearts, and to truly touch them and affect them, to where they're walking out, whether they're confused or sad or happy or just like full of rage, bawling their eyes out. We have touched them somehow, and we would not be able, as actors, as storytellers, if you will, to be able to do that without showing them, the audience, a piece of ourselves. Very hurtful and personal things that we turn into something that's beautiful and give it back to them. I'm crazy excited about it because this is I have my heart, I have my gift, and the fact that I'm able to turn these things in my life that have happened to me, that it can only help me shape my character, and I look forward to being able to show it to the people that are watching. And it's always very special and very beautiful and sacred thing when someone shows you their heart. So I can't wait.
What is your name?
Hi, my name is Austin Dowling. The thing that really inspired me with this production is a TED Talk that I did. I didn't do it. I wish. That I watched. I watched a TED Talk by the Pigpen Theater Company, and it really, really got me excited about this new type of theater called storyteller theater. That's one of the things that really interests me, and as well as being a psychology double major, finding out how deeply rooted fears can be, and all of the different types of phobias that we have, from social fears to fears that we have lifelong fears of illness, of fears of death, fears of public speaking. All of that stuff is really interesting because I feel like you can tell a lot about a person based off of what they're afraid of. I've been in contact with it before. I know that the BFA Theater Studies students, they study that because it allows you to teach different subjects through theater. It's a really educational means, and if you go back all the way to the very, very basic basic theater, and you go back to its origins, it started off with storytelling. We can embody so much with nothing more than a beautiful narrative, and what's bringing that old device into a modern day conversation with other pieces that I've seen that have it, like Deja Vu at Last New Works Festival, as well as other shows. And I've just been really excited in what stories can I tell through that mechanism, or how can I use those elements to tell a beautifully crafted story. This piece is innovative in many different ways. We bring back old texts like Hansel and Gretel, and the many different variations that occur throughout their cultures. There's some that are just called the Lost Children, but there are thousands that are told from different cultures, because whenever we get down to it, every culture has a different story about fears, about different morals that we need to learn, about Baba Yaga is the Russian version of it, and it's always a lesson to teach our children, and the way that we teach them is by telling them to be afraid of something. And so it's really innovative because we take that and we put it in a very modern place of Winship in 2015. Knock on wood. In 2015, underneath in the scariest place in Winship, and if you don't think it's scary, turn off the lights, and it's frightening. But it's really innovative because we bring that in, and we bring in allowing 6 actors to literally craft their characters based off of their own personal fears, as well as bringing in dance theater and engulfing the audience in this beautiful world that we've crafted, that they plunge right on into. Thank you for your time, for your consideration for this festival, Thank you.